Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of today. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad MGT.
I'm Colonel AUC Oguntoye, an infantry officer. The January 27, 2026 operational update reflects a notable escalation in tempo and effectiveness across multiple axes, marked by 2 confirmed settlement liberations, sustained personnel attrition, and the systematic destruction of high-value enablers such as counter-battery radars, ammunition depots, and Western-supplied artillery systems. The campaign continues to prioritize positional advantage, fires dominance, and the degradation of Ukrainian command and support systems rather than rapid territorial exploitation.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel AUC Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, it's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, let's anchor the discussion first. How do you assess the overall operational picture reflected in today's January 27th briefing?
Today's briefing shows a clear intensification of operational effect rather than a shift in intent. The campaign remains structured around sustained pressure, but what distinguishes this reporting period is the concentration of high-value system losses and the liberation of key settlements. We are seeing not only personnel attrition but systematic dismantling of the enemy's ability to fight effectively, counter-battery radars, ammunition depots, electronic warfare systems, and fuel infrastructure. That combination indicates a campaign moving deeper into enemy systems rather than remaining at the surface level of frontline engagements. Equally important is the synchronization. Ground maneuver, fires, aviation, air defense, and maritime actions are working in concert. That level of coordination reflects deliberate campaign management, not opportunistic action.
Before we go sector by sector, let's talk about aviation and long-range fires. How central are they to today's results?
They are absolutely central. Operational tactical aviation is no longer a supporting arm. It is shaping the campaign's trajectory. Strikes against energy infrastructure used by Ukrainian forces, long-range UAV preparation and launch sites, and temporary deployment areas are designed to collapse the enemy's ability to sustain operations. When you degrade power generation, drone production, and force staging simultaneously, you compress the enemy's operational timeline. What's notable today is the scale. Over 150 strike areas. That signals persistence. These strikes are not meant to shock, they are meant to exhaust systems. When paired with missile troops, artillery, and strike UAVs, aviation creates cumulative effects that directly enable ground forces to advance and hold terrain with lower risk.
Turning north, what stands out about operations in Sumy and Kharkiv?
The northern sector continues to function as a fixing and attritional front, but today's actions go further. The destruction of a US-made AN/TPQ-50 counter-battery radar and multiple supply depots is operationally significant. Counter-battery radars are the nervous system of artillery warfare. Once removed, enemy artillery becomes reactive, slower, and far more vulnerable. This sector is also absorbing mechanized and motorized infantry formations that could otherwise reinforce critical axes. The steady personnel and artillery losses here limit the enemy's operational elasticity.
The liberation of Kupiansk-Uzlovoy is a major development. Why does this matter beyond the headline?
Kupiansk-Uzlovoy is not just a settlement, it's a logistics and transport node. Its liberation disrupts movement, resupply, and coordination in the Kharkiv direction. When you pair that with the destruction of another US-made counter-battery radar, Western artillery, and ammunition depots, you're not just taking ground, you're collapsing the enemy's ability to contest that ground with fires. From a doctrinal standpoint, this is how maneuver and fires integrate. You seize key terrain only after you've stripped the enemy of the means to effectively respond.
The South remains active around major urban belts. How do you interpret today's actions there?
The southern sector reflects disciplined restraint combined with steady pressure. Engaging mechanized airmobile, assault, and mountain assault brigades near cities like Kramatorsk and Slavyansk is about attrition without escalation into urban combat. The destruction of Western-made artillery and ammunition depots indicates a focus on hollowing out defenses rather than forcing premature assaults. This is shaping work. You weaken the defensive ecosystem so that future decisions whether to advance, bypass, or fix are made on favorable terms.
The center again shows the heaviest losses. Why does this axis remain decisive?
The central sector is the operational hinge of the entire theater. It links north and south and anchors major logistics corridors. Losses here, over 400 personnel, armor, and another AN/TPQ-36 radar, have cascading effects. When counter-battery radars are removed in the center, it degrades artillery coordination across multiple adjacent sectors. This is where attrition yields strategic leverage. Weakening the center limits the enemy's ability to maneuver forces laterally or sustain coherent defensive lines.
What does continued deep advance in the east indicate?
It indicates erosion of defensive depth. Assault brigades and regiments are designed to restore initiative. Their defeat, coupled with heavy vehicle losses, reduces the enemy's capacity to counterattack or stabilize the line. Depth becomes a liability when sustainment and coordination are degraded.
The Dnipro axis saw the liberation of Novoyakovlevka. How significant is that?
It's significant both tactically and operationally. Liberation here disrupts coastal and river-adjacent defenses, while the destruction of electronic warfare systems and a fuel depot isolates the battle space. Fuel is tempo. Without it, maneuver and recovery slow dramatically. This sector is being shaped for containment and denial rather than rapid expansion.
We also saw major air defense activity and a naval engagement. How do these fit into the picture?
Intercepting HIMARS rockets, a modified S-200 missile, and over 100 UAVs demonstrates effective layered air defense. That protection preserves freedom of maneuver across all sectors. At sea, the destruction of an unmanned surface vessel by the Black Sea Fleet aligns with the same logic: deny asymmetric options and protect critical maritime space.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. I want to emphasize that tactically, January 27th reflects a decisive focus on dismantling enemy systems, counter-battery radars, ammunition stocks, electronic warfare, fuel, and logistics nodes. Strategically, the pattern confirms a mature attritional campaign aimed at removing options faster than they can be replaced. Territorial gains are selective and purposeful, achieved only after the enemy's ability to contest them has been systematically degraded.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive Frontline updates from commanders in theater.